Just want to give my first impression on this. We got some big news today. We got every single tier set bonus. So, talked a lot about this over the last few weeks. Let's see what they have to say. We set a few goals for this round of class sets. First and foremost, these class set bonus are not as complex as the effects on the last tier set. And that makes sense because the last ones were like literally legendary. Like they were stronger than the legendaries, I think. The new talent tree has resulted in a lot of changes to classes in Dragonflight, and we want you all to be able to play those classes without class sets that significantly change your rotations or resource economies. And it's important that they do this because moving forward, they need to have the first one not be ridiculous for the second season. I think this was ultimately why they got rid of set bonuses in the first place, because in Legion, I remember the Tomb of Sargeras set bonuses were just better than the actual whatever Antorus set bonus for a lot of class. So people were wearing the 4 or the 2 and 2. Like you could have 6 pieces at the time, so it was like a really big talking point. But anyway, this is not to say that we won't make more complex and rotationally impactful class sets in the future, but you will find that these bonuses generally take a light touch on features like resource generation and cooldown manipulation. Another goal that came from wanting you to all have a chance to get familiar with Dragonflight new classes is that we want these class sets to have minimal impact on your talent choices. We want you, that's interesting point. We want you to be able to play the way you want in whatever content you prefer. Like right now, the Blood DK set bonus, I've resisted it as long as I could, but a lot of people still kind of make fun of me for even trying. It's really defining of the spec and the talents and stuff like that. So anyway, as a result, they generally modify core class abilities or talents that you learn near the top of the tree, and they have synergies and talents further down the tree, but they should make you feel like a specific build or capstone is required. When sets return as a major feature in 9.2, we debuted the Creation Catalyst as a tool for accessing to complete their sets. Players of all types should have access to powerful bonuses and fun appearances, even if raiding is not their preferred method of engagement. New and returning players catching up should not have a monumental task to become ready. WoW can confidently carry the system forward as an evergreen feature, and that's just so great to hear that out loud, even though we kind of already knew that's what they were doing. Creation Catalyst is probably the best actual like gameplay or like reward structure feature ever, like without I think it's the best. I mean, I don't know if anybody disagrees with that, honestly. We think those goals were met, and while there's room for improvement, both in understanding the means by which charges accrue, as well as tuning prohibitively currency costs for alts, oh, that's cool to see that. We're happy to say that the Catalyst, which will be known as the Inspiration Catalyst in Dragonflight, and just the Catalyst moving forward, will return to the Isles as a companion system to class sets for the foreseeable future. We'll have more details to share on everything Catalyst related in future update, but for now, it's worth mentioning that we're planning on keeping the unlock cadence the same. That is to say, the 6th week after the Mythic Raid becomes available in Dragonflight Season 1. That is to say, the 6th week after the Mythic Raid. Is that really how it worked? 6 weeks? I thought it was 4 weeks. But anyway, so let's take a look. We're going to take a look at all the tank ones. I'm just going to give my first thoughts on it. And, we'll do Blood DK last because that's the one that I have the most to say on. So I just want to give my thoughts. I really haven't looked at a lot of these tanks. First one, Vengeance. I haven't really looked at that much at all. But it says set bonus. Shear or Fracture deals 20% more damage, generates 20% more fury, and has a 15% chance to generate an additional soul fragment. And then the 4 set is Spirit Bomb or Soul Cleave have a 12% chance to deal 50% more damage and cause targets they hit to deal 15% less damage to you for 8 seconds. That seems pretty good. That seems really good. So yeah, they're a lot more passive, I think. And you know what? To be honest, dude, I really wish they did like in Classic where it was, I believe it was 2, 5, and 8 set. I wish they would go back to that where there would be more set bonuses but less powerful ones. I really liked it in Classic because like the 2 set was like armor. You getting like 10 armor or something like that, And then the next one would be like, all right, something kind of cool. And then the 8 set was like massive, right? I like that. I wish they would do that again. For Druid, we have Gore has a 5% increased chance to trigger, and Gore also increases Mangle's damage by 10%. So like insanely passive, right? Mangle and Thrash deal 5% increased damage, and Mangle heals you for 100% of the damage deals. Well, that's quite good. The 4 set seems pretty good. The 2 set has been incredibly like passive and basic, but the 4 set seems quite good. So let's take a look at Brewmaster. This is a class I've been playing a lot recently, so I'm glad to see these next. Hitting an enemy with Tiger Palm or Spinning Crane Kick grants Brewmaster's Rhythm. Increases damage dealt and reduces damage taken by 1% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 4 times. 1%? That doesn't seem very good. But okay, yeah, 4% damage reduction, realistically going to be up, like, I'd imagine very often. Anyway, for each stack of Brewmaster's Rhythm, Purifying Brew clears 3% of your damage delay with Stagger. Oh, wow. That's a lot. So 12% more Purifying Brew clearing. Wow, man. Brewmaster just seems like it's going to be really powerful. Protection Avenger's Shield grants you Versatility of Light, increasing versatility of you and your closest ally by 4% for 4 seconds. Well, they should just do that for all of them. What the hell? That's like a buff. A little buff. That's bizarre. That's going to be up all the time. And casting Hammer of the Righteous or Blessed Hammers increases your parry by X for Y seconds and extends the duration of Versatility of Light by 1 second. Holy shit. And it's going to extend it on your party members too. Wow, that's a really flavorful one. Why didn't they just do that for all of them? That's a really flavorful one. Okay, then we have, is there another tank here? I think there's another tank, right? Oh, it's called Warrior, yeah. Revenge grants you Vanguard's Determination, increasing your damage done and reducing damage you take by 4% for 5 seconds. Wow. That's very interesting because Revenge is based, I don't know how it plays now or in Shadowlands or Dragonflight, to be honest. I literally haven't played it in like 8 years, but usually Revenge was like an offense to defense ratio choice. Like, do we want to spend our rage on offense or do we want to spend our rage on defense? Now, I know there's that free proc or whatever. I don't know how that works, but that's pretty cool. Seems good. Seems powerful. And during Vanguard's Determination, gain Ignore Pain equal to 10% of the damage you deal. Oh, wow. So you're just going to, wow, that's pretty powerful. So every time you revenge, you're basically going to get a small damage reduction and a small shield. And especially on big AoE, that shield can get really big. Those seem good. Let's take a look at Blood DKs. Also, real quick, Holy Pally, where is it? Holy Shot increase the critical chance of your next heal within 10 seconds. Okay, that's pretty good. And when that's gonna be really good for the beacon, whatever that's called. When your direct healing spells crit, your Holy Shock deals 30% increased damage or healing. Damage. Okay. I always like seeing Holy Pally get like damage interactions. That's pretty interesting. Okay, how long does that last for? It's literally like I guess it just lasts forever. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's take a look. Blood. When a bone shield charge is consumed, you have a 20% chance to generate 1 rune. Immediately, 20%. A very important number because we still have Tombstone. So that's pretty interesting. So whenever you use Tombstone, you're going to get a rune back, 100%, right? Or do you actually have a chance to get more than 1? Like, that's the question. Is it 20% independent? Like, I don't know how that works. I'm not a math guy. You guys know that. But does that mean that you can potentially get more than 1 back from using Tombstone? If you get lucky, right? I don't know. Are they all independent or they just simply add up to a 100% chance? Anyway, after 10 Bone Shield charges are consumed, gain 10% damage and haste for 10 seconds. That one's not very good, I feel like, huh? That's pretty weak. That's numerically pretty weak. They could tune that, perhaps. 10 seconds only of damage and haste. But it's not that bad if you take Tombstone. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that one, to be honest. But anyway, we'll see. It doesn't really matter. Blood DK is looking insanely powerful. I was definitely hoping for something that was either going to power up, that was either going to synergize with Umbilicus Eternus in some way, or something that would synergize with the Shattering Bone, which it kind of does, but not really, because those are insanely passive. So we'll see. We'll see how powerful that is. That sounds very, very passive, very, very weak. I think the best one I'd say is Prop Pally. Let me know what you guys think. Are there other cool ones? Tell me what you guys think. If you read all of these, all 38 now, all 38 of them, what do you think the coolest one is? And otherwise, we'll see you guys soon. More Brewmaster coming tomorrow. And then hopefully PTR or hopefully Beta will have Mythic Plus sometime soon and we can get on there and check it out.